So brave new world, right?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Okay.
I don't mean so much the industry, but like, what would you, in the sense, like, what are the steps that you would take? You got to give me like just a 4-step, 5-step process for any human being that wanted to go out there and achieve, to live a great life.
Yeah.
What's like step one?
Step one, well, let's go to the young person first. One of my real big frustrations with social media, and there's some good people again, but they keep telling all these young guys like, hey, don't worry about your 20s. Just enjoy your 20s or your 30s. You're so young. You've got forever, right? Like that's a prevailing message. I think that's horrible. Like when I look at you, well, I'm 7 years old. I'm at the golf course selling sodas. I had an auto detailing. I had a baseball course. Like I think your 20s matter big time.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think you better get your ass after it, okay? Like look at Zuckerberg, Cuban, you, me. I made lots of money when I was young. I wanted to get rich young so I could enjoy shit as I was older, right? So the first thing is disregard anybody who tells you your 20s don't matter. That's just absolutely not true.
Those are the formative years. You become really who you are.
They're the big years.
Yeah.
And these things now that we all carry in our pockets, right? These things now allow a person of any age to get rich in business. The access to information, to reach other people, to collaborate, etc. So here's some steps. One, I take a look at my giftedness, not what I like, not just what my passions are. Because look, I'm really passionate about baseball. I love baseball. I love golf. I'm no good at it. Right? So this whole thing of like, just follow your passion.
Bullshit.
Come on, man.
What
like,
a joke.
I'm passionate. Like when I was single, I liked women. I couldn't make money, right? Like, so the passion play, let's set that aside for a second.
Thank God you believe.
Okay.
Exactly.
I just don't buy that. So what are some of what's your giftedness though? Like what are some, I believe every human being's kind of born with a few. It could be your math skills, communication, your looks, your nurturing ability, your concern, your relentlessness, your passion, your hard work, your intensity, your engineering capacity, problem solving. You got a couple of these skills. You need to identify what those are. Like clearly with you, it's immediate. You're like, okay, this dude brings energy. He can influence people. He's intense. Your will to win isn't for sale. Like you're a badass. Like it's just immediate. I bet you since I met you, it's manifested differently all your life. There's always been an edge to you.
Yes.
There's an edge. There's just something about you. All of you have that something, these 2 or 3 gifts. Identify what those are, number 1. 2, you got to find a model. Find somebody who you can begin to follow and model. It's even okay to copy them initially because you'll morph your style into their stuff. So find somebody that you can model. 3rd, I'd find a problem to solve. Okay, like the people get rich solving people's problems. So what's a problem that these gifts you have could help solve for other people? 4, you better get good at persuasion and closing. If you can't persuade and close, there's no business that I'm aware of where that doesn't matter, period. 5, you better do something on social media in this day and age. There's not a business that exists that cannot benefit from social media. Social media is your business card. It's almost like this. You don't know when it's going to help you. Okay. So for you and I, it's obvious why it helps, but you see these guys with these DUI billboards, like on the freeway, you hear their ads all the time. Why is that billboard there? It's not like immediately I'm going to have a DUI and call the guy. Right. They're in my consciousness all the time. And when I get the DUI, I call so-and-so lawyer, right? At a minimum, that's what social media is for you. The next thing is, I'll give you the big one that I'm learning. I think business now is more about collaboration than ever. You got to find little pockets of people to collaborate, to grow your social media, to grow your contacts, to give you referrals, to network with, to share information, ideas, and clients with. I'd be collaborating with them. And then the one big thing I've noticed for people that, by the way, you got to own a business. You got to work for yourself. The people that live around you here, that live where I live at the beach or own jets, like all that stuff, I don't have people that get a W-2 that live around me. There are no W-2s. Like they're not even doctors anymore. Check that off the list, right? You better own something that you can control. And then the big thing for me is that you need to stick with what you're doing, but you better be willing to course correct over time. People conflate this. They're like, I can never quit. And they just keep doing the same wrong shit over and over and over again until they're bankrupt. Make course corrections, make adjustments, listen to people. If it's not working, evolve your strategy to some extent, right? And then I would pick a mentor. I'd get a mentor. I'd get somebody that I can talk through that has been further down the road than me, that can take me through these steps. It saved me tons of time having people that walked me through their previous steps. So that'd be some of it.
Right, so I don't disagree with one single thing you said. I think everything is 100% right. Let me ask you another question. So I have nothing to add.
Okay.
No,
okay.
you're. I mean, there's other things
Tons
to
of
fill
other
in, but
things,
no,
right.
but I agree with every single thing you said. All right. Here's a question I have. I want to ask you another question. I want to hear your thoughts, not my thoughts. Right.
Okay.
in my opinion, to really be successful in business, and I think what a lot of people miss that are young, is they don't understand the importance of integrating the old world with the new world. In other words, for someone like me, I was born at a time where there was not social media, there was no internet. It wasn't based on that. You had to go old-fashioned marketing, telemarketing, door-to-door, advertising on TV, radio, newspapers, whatever else, door knocking, door knockers. I mean, you know all the stuff we did right back in the day, right? And also the ability to then take that and actually leverage that to get in front of someone face to face or on the phone to speak to people versus this sort of newfangled way of doing business, which is if I just get so good at marketing online that I never have to speak to another human being. And I think that when you see the people who are really doing well, they were able to somehow put those two worlds together. They merged the ability it's about learning how to be a real business person in the old sense of the word with the new sense. What are your thoughts on that?
Billion% agree. So I have a group of people that pay me pretty good to coach them. And when I first gathered this group of people, they are all so incredibly reliant on what I'd call like the cheap, which is the social media, internet way of marketing a business. Right. You're so vulnerable. You're so vulnerable if you're just reliant on Facebook ads or YouTube ads or your social marketing. And I'm going to say something to you too. In every business I have, I'm an investor in a chip company. I'm an investor in a needleless injection business right now. It doesn't matter what business I'm in. I'm kitchen sinking every fucking thing I do. Excuse my language, right? I think on this show.
No, it's okay. You can curse as much as you fucking want.
So I fucking kitchen sink it. So if it's knocking doors, one of my most successful guys in my coaching group, his whole business is predicated on knocking doors. The whole entire thing. So I think it is old and new marketing. Because the new marketing does not force you to develop the skills that'll keep you a sustainable business, the communication skills, the boardroom skills, the closing skills, the hitting people from other angles. And just for me, I'm tired of internet marketing. In fact, if you only market to me that way, you have less credibility with me. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older, but these other ways of getting to me, I feel like they're more real businesses when they do all of them. And if you look at even Facebook itself, Google itself does not just market itself through social and internet marketing.
Right, sure.
They use mainstream advertising, television advertising, print advertising. So if they're doing it, that ought to be a pretty big clue you should be.
You know, it's a great point, by the way. So here's what I think happens. I think that people go into that internet marketing world, right, social media world, and they have this false belief that if they get just so good at it, they can avoid having to really deal with the other side of the equation. Like, what do you do? Like, for instance, okay, to me, like a really sustainable strategy, I don't think there's any better way to generate leads than online.
Yep.
It's just incredible.
Yep.
You know, I do it myself. It's cost effective. And, back in the old days, we say, I spend $1,000 on advertising and only 10% of it, only 10% works.
Yep.
The problem is I don't know which 10%. That was the old marketing.
Yep.
But now,
Yep.
you know.
Because
it's very much tracked, measured, monitored, right? And collated. It's very powerful. So you have this ability to use online to gather leads and also to bring people into a certain level. But to me, the bigger money to really get relationships that transcend $500 to it is speaking to someone, getting in front of someone.
Of course. It's the conversion rate too. So what's happened is because everything's internet marketing right now, people have accepted these horrible conversion rates on their leads. And the reason your conversion rates are so horrible is because you don't have the other ways to close and influence people. It's all internet-based stuff. Whereas if you had live humans on the phone or face-to-face closing, your conversion rates would go up. Here's what's going to be really interesting because you're like, maybe the thing we would do more to serve real entrepreneurs right now than anything is what you're covering. The advent of internet marketing, for the most part, by and large, coincided with an extremely surging economy. Okay. I have this feeling that the economy is going to turn the other way for a while. I don't know if it's in 8 months, 18 months, 24 months.
Definitely will. Always does. Nothing goes up forever.
And we are going to weed these people out. Most businesses solely reliant on internet marketing are going to find themselves in a much more difficult situation because it won't be so easy. And the people that have the skills to close live on the phone, in a boardroom, in person, in large groups, beyond just that place are going to be really successful.